Hi there YouTube, my name is Sarah. I'm here to do a tutorial today. I've been doing tutorials for some time for a good friend of mine. She lives about 2 hours away, so we don't get to see each other as much as we would like. So I've just been filming some, easy, basic tutorials for her. She's gotten into makeup lately, and she really just wanted me to share what, I knew and my knowledge with her and just help her create some basic looks. So we've been doing that for a while. And now I think I'm at the point where I'm ready to share it with the rest of the world. I'm very shy. I'm camera shy. Even though I'm sitting here talking to myself, I just feel very shy. So I'm going to do an in-depth tutorial with a couple new products I just got yesterday. And it's just going to be a whole face look. It's going to surround around the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Moonstone. The Kitten eyeshadow, it's Magnificent Metal Foil Finish eyeshadow, and the Smashbox Step-by-Step Contouring. These are all three of these products I've tried and I love them all, so I figured why not just do one big tutorial. These are all, I can tell, going to be holy grail staple products in my everyday life, so I'm so excited for that. So let's get started, and hopefully something that I share with you today will help you learn something that you didn't know before. So I'm going to start today, and I'm going to prime my face. This is the Shimmering Skin Perfector, and I got it in Moonstone. I have the highlighters too, but I have the highlighter in Opal, and I have it in Champagne Pop. But for some reason, when I swatched out I got the smaller size because I'm not sure if I'm going to commit to it yet. Once I decide if I really love it, then I'll commit to the bigger size. So it was half the price of the large size. So we'll see what happens. But I know, so much rambling. The Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors are kind of like the highlights. They're just like them, but in liquid form. So you can do a lot more with them. I just drew a fart there. Sorry about that. I like to, you can use them for your face, for your body, for your décolleté, for your shoulders. You can mix them in with your moisturizer, anything like that. So you can use it as a primer, which is what I'm going to try today. And I might mix a little bit in with my foundation. I'm not sure yet. But so let's get started. Let's see how we like this. So with a clean face, a face that you've just washed, apply the primer. Now you also can go in with a regular primer. You don't have to use this, but I am a glowy kind of girl. I'm not a matte finish kind of woman. But if you are, I would say skip this step, and you can just use the regular Becca highlighters for your face, which I absolutely love. They're amazing. Wow, this looks absolutely gorgeous. I feel like I could just throw a little bit of this on and go out of the house. I feel like I just look like I'm glowing from within. I really, really am digging that. Wow, that's a lot of glow. Okay, then I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever. I actually went to Sephora, and I don't know if you know this about Sephora. You can go there, and you can pretty much get a sample of anything. I walked up to a lady, and I asked her if she had any samples of the Makeup Forever HD foundation. And she didn't, but she said she could make me one. So they give you a little bag like this, they write the name on it, and they will make you up a little foundation. And that's what they did for me. So I want to try this out. I've been wanting to try it before I committed and, bought the full-size product. So I want to wear it for a day and see how I feel about it, because I'm very finicky when it comes to foundations. So what I'm going to do with this, if I can find my brush, I didn't bring it in with me. So we're doing the finger thing here. I'm going to take a few dabs and place them on my face. Now you don't need too much because, like I said, I'm using the contouring stick, so you don't want too much product. So you really want to go a sheer light amount. You really don't need too much coverage unless you have something you really want to be covered, but for the main part I would just try to stay to a minimal amount. And I know it looks like a lot, but I'm just strategically placing very small dots. And we will blend that out. I mean, this sample could last me forever because, man, I barely used anything. Okay, and then I'm going to, since I'm using so little, instead of using my Real Techniques blender, I'm going to actually go in with my Real Techniques buffer and just buff this into my skin. You want to start by pressing really hard against the skin. And press it in there before you begin to buff in round circular motions. I started with nothing on my face except for my eyebrows. I did those ahead of time because they take me forever, and this is going to be an uncut, unedited video. And I know you guys didn't want to sit there for 30 minutes watching me do my eyebrows. It really doesn't take that long, but still. Just buff that into the skin. Make sure you bring it down to your neck. My suggestion to you is if you're not exactly sure what shade of foundation you are, you never want to go darker, is going to Sephora, and they do, what is it called, like the color IQ test, and they take this little machine and put it up to your 3 parts of your face, and it spouts out your perfect color. And they can really help you, match what kind of foundation you want. Don't let them push you into buying that foundation right there. You can just let them know you just want to know what your color is so you can go online later and pick out a foundation. You don't let them push it on you. And I'm going to get a little bit more. It's just a little right up in here. And I really like that as a primer so far. I don't feel like I even need to mix it into my foundation. It is winter. It's not winter, it's fall here. But I still want to glow. I still want to glow. It does not matter. I want to glow year round. I think I'm J-Lo. I'm a little white girl from the suburbs who thinks she's J-Lo. But that's okay. From what I've heard this foundation is pretty buildable. But I can get back to you guys after wearing it for a full day and let you know what I think. But so far, I like it. I like it a lot. I feel like I still have that very healthy glow going on. Bring it back into your hair. You never want to go darker than your skin with foundation if you don't have a tan or you're light and you don't want to be light. You always want to warm up the skin by bronzing. Because if not, you're going to look silly. And you also want to make sure that you blend your foundation all the way down to your neck, because if you don't, your foundation, might end up being a completely different color than your face, and then you're 2 different colors, and that's not a good look for anyone. So after I've really buffed that out into the skin, I'm going to go in with a little bit of concealer. And today I'm going to be using the Tarte, I don't even know how they say that, Moroccan creaseless concealer. Maybe that's Moroccan, but I don't know. That's not Moroccan. I don't know what it is, but that's what it is. And you usually want to go, if you like a really intense under eye highlight, I would go with a shade or 2 lighter then. But if not, you can go with just, a regular natural skin tone. That's going to be up to you. But I go with a shade, 2 shades lighter than my actual skin tone. And I place it in a triangle under my under eye. Just like that. Now, I'm not going to highlight with this concealer like I normally do, because like I said, I'm going to be using the Smashbox Trio, and that has a highlight in it. But I used it yesterday, and I don't feel like it really gave me any full coverage, and I do need coverage for my under eyes, so that's why I'm using this too. So there's that. And then I'm going to take my Real Techniques, I guess, faux beauty blender, and blend it all out. Just stay in that triangle motion. I also like to bring my concealer on top of my eyes. I always have. It helps to cover the pigmentation and all those crazy looking lines. And I love this concealer for coverage. I know it seems like it's heavy when it comes out of the tube, but it's really not heavy on your eye, and it blends out beautifully and does an amazing job of covering. So I blend that out up there. You can see. Just go down. And I think this sponge is amazing, absolutely amazing for just everyday blending. I think it is very comparable to the Beauty Blender, and I like it better because it has this edge, which is good for down here. It's just amazing. I like it. I think it is the most comparable thing you will get to the Beauty Blender, and I do not think you have to have this in the Beauty Blender. I think you could totally get away with just having this and no Beauty Blender, and it's about $5.99. I think you might even be able to get it for a little bit cheaper depending on where you go, but it's just, I mean, it's $15 cheaper. It's just a much cheaper alternative, and I definitely recommend it. Okay, next I will go in with the Smashbox Step-by-Step Contouring Trio. Looks like this. And you get 3 shades. You get bronze, you get highlight, and you get contour. So the more grayer shade right here, this is what you're going to use for your contouring. Contouring is completely different than bronzing up the skin. Then the bronze will add some warmth to your face, and the highlight will help accentuate the part that you want to accentuate. So the contouring color is a little bit more gray toned than a bronzer, which is a warmer color. And when you contour, you want it to look like natural shadows are coming, or on your face. You don't want it to look orange, a shadow isn't orange or anything like that. So that's why you use a gray shade. And this, so far, I found is amazing. So we're going to start out here with highlight first, and you're going to place the highlighted color wherever you want to highlight your eyes. So here, highlight your eyes. Wherever you want to highlight your face. So any place you want to accentuate and bring out is where you're going to place your highlight. So in that same triangle, you want to place this. So under, and then I just do a little bit of filling in. And these are so blendable. I feel like anyone, absolutely anyone in the world, I don't care if you don't know anything about makeup, could use this and end up looking flawless. I feel like this is just a foolproof way to contour. Instead of using, you can use powders, but I don't feel like they're foolproof. I feel like if you watch a tutorial on this and you pick these up, you could go home and do it just absolutely flawlessly, and you would look amazing. You would look like you went and professionally went out and got your makeup done. So the next, you're going to highlight the forehead. So just right here, I'm going to make a little flower shape. Now, if you have a larger forehead, you want to keep your highlight down lower. And if you have a smaller forehead and you want to make it look bigger, you bring your highlight up more. So I have kind of a big forehead. It's kind of like a 5 head, but so I try to keep my highlight down pretty low. Then you go down the bridge of the nose to highlight that. Then you want to go right in the center of your chin. And then I like to go right on the side of my cheeks right here. This will help to make sure when you contour, your face doesn't look like it's, closing in right there. And then right on the cupid's bow. And this is a trick to make your lips look fuller. Okay, so I pretty much highlighted everywhere I want to highlight so far. Next, I will go in with the contouring shade, which is this. And I'm going to go in the line of my cheekbone right underneath it. To find that, you can make a little fishy face and look downward. And you'll see naturally where that goes, and that's where you want to put it. So, I'm going to use a mirror for this. But you see as I do it, I start to come a little bit upwards because I follow the natural line of the cheekbone. So just a little bit. And you don't want to bring your contour too far in. You just want to stop it right about your eye. So right about there you see is where I kind of stopped it. Okay, maybe a little bit more. So there's that. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this side. So there's that. I placed both of them, and I'm going to bring this one just a little bit up. Oh my goodness, what did I see? This is what I get for trying to use that instead of a freaking mirror. I look so silly. Good thing I keep these on hand. This will do the job. Just slightly picking it up without picking everything else up. Because you really want a sharp contour line. You really don't want So I feel like I kind of really messed that one up by not looking into something. These are actually so easy to wipe off. Like literally just came right off. That is amazing. Okay, so I went too far upward and I want to come down. So right. Much better, much better. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. So next, I'm going to go and do my forehead. So I'm going to make a line right up here. And then I'm going to do a little X right here. Right there. Right there. And right there. Okay, next then I will do my jawline. Right under my chin. And that will help accentuate those features. And then to finish it off, my nose. I feel like this is something you really have to experiment with to see where you like to put your highlight and where you like to put your contour. Then next, I'm going to go in with my bronze shade and go just a little bit, just the tiniest bit on top of my contour, and not in every place, so just right here. Small line or two, just like that. Okay, and then like I'll outline this X right here, just on one side. Just a little bit of warmth right there. And that will add just a tiny bit of warmth. Do not go overboard with the bronzer color. Next, we will go with our Missing Real Technique sponge. There we go. And we will blend it all out. You want to blend out one thing at a time. So start with your highlight. Take the sponge, make sure it's damp. There's barely anything in it. And then you just begin to press into your skin. Don't go in a rubbing motion, because if you go in a rubbing motion, it will just move the product. You strategically place that product for a reason, and you don't want it to go anywhere. So you're pretty much beating your face. You're beating yourself up. So just boom, 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 right in the same spot. That is what you were doing. And these are so creamy, so smooth, and so blendable. So we blend that in. I mean, you can see it, and this really doesn't take a lot of time. I'm talking through it, so it's taking a little bit longer. But if you're not doing all this hoopla, then this is not going to take you too long. I feel like I used to contour with the Maybelline Fit Me sticks, the concealer sticks, and I liked it. It did a beautiful job, but I felt like it was a lot less blendable, a lot less creamy. I know the Smashbox Step by Step contour sticks are expensive, but I feel like they are well worth it. I have the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I have the Anastasia palette, and I would recommend the contour sticks over it all. I am going to use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette at the end to set everything, but I feel like these are a staple, and if you really don't have anything, you could use drugstore powders to set it. If you were going to get one, I really would recommend these. They're just so, I don't know how to explain it. They're just amazing. They're just absolutely amazing. I'm going to save my nose for last, because that's not going to be easy. It's always the hardest. You have to figure out what works for you. If you have a shorter nose and you want to elongate it, you can go up this way, and this will help elongate it. And if you have a longer nose and you want to shorten it, put some contour right down there. And bear with me, I'm sorry if this video is extremely long, but like I said, it's going to be unedited, and that's that. So I will also, because I'm seeing we're at 19, almost 20 minutes, I will also add a second video, which will be the finished look, but this will just be kind of the contour and the foundation portion of the video. And then if you're interested and you've enjoyed it, you can move on and see the finished look with the eyeshadow, the blush, the highlight. So that's how we're going to do this, because this really is a really long video. Okay, now we're at the contour, and like you saw, just beating it into my face, not moving it. I look really silly. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to start with my cheek, and I should probably take these out. Okay. Just pushing into your face and beating. You never want to bring it downward. You really don't want to move it at all, but especially not downward, because you're trying to keep that shape. And I follow that little U-ish shape. So you see how my cheek goes up there? Just like that is how I'm following. And really drag it backwards. It's not fully blended yet. You just need to keep at it. Can I say that Shimmering Skin Perfector looks so amazing as a primer under my foundation? I cannot even stand it. I am glowing. And that's it. It's all blended in. That's done. It's so simple. So here we go. Again. Same thing. Just push and blend in. Push and blend in. I'm sorry, guys. My daughter woke up, so you're going to have to give me 1 minute, and I will be right back. I'm so sorry, but like I said, real life unedited. Come here, sweetie. I know. Come here. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Oh, I know. She doesn't feel good. We'll be back. Sorry about that. We're back. Okay. Here we go. Oh my goodness. We're all out of focus. So I almost finished blending in this side. Just up and down, pouncing on your face. Bringing it all the way back. You can see. I know that light's kind of extreme. So there's that. And that part is blended. So then next I will move down to my chin. Ooh, look how funny I look. You have to be really careful about doing this too. You don't want to end up with a 5 o'clock shadow because of this. And this I will actually drag a little bit. That is probably the only place that is okay to drag. I'm going to grab a mirror to check out how blended that is because I can't see. Not even a little. There's that. Okay, then forehead. Now this, you're just pouncing and going up. I know I look so crazy, but when it is done, it is absolutely flawless. Like I said, you do not have to do right up here if you have a smaller forehead. Just skip and do right on the temples, because I feel like the temples look amazing when they are contoured. Blended. Okay, there we go. Last but not least, we will do our nose. So I'm going to go with the highlight, and I'm going to use my finger to really pounce that in. And after I've done that, I'm going to go in with this part of my Real Technique sponge. I'm going to really squeeze it down, and I'm going to go. Now, this is where you do a dragging motion. I'm going to go into the skin and drag down a little bit. Into the skin and drag down. My highlight did not go in. Then I will go one more time on top of it, because I feel like the contour does blend up a little bit. If I can figure out which, with the highlighting stick. And the tiniest, this needs to be sharpened already, the tiniest line. Just like that. And press. A little bit of a blemish here. Let's see how that covers. Not too great. And there we go. That is how the Smashbox step-by-step contouring stick works. Okay, so then we are going to finish this off with the Shade and Light palette. If you do not have this palette, you can use the Maybelline Fit Me powder in translucent, and you can use a darker drugstore alternative to set the contour, or you can use the Maybelline translucent to set your whole face. The e.l.f. HD translucent powder, anything like that you can use. Also, like I said before, the Maybelline Fit Me sticks, they're a little bit less blendable, but if you're looking for an affordable option, because $45 is a big number to throw around, those work out just fine too. You just follow the same steps and just blend the same way. Okay, so I'm going to use my Real Technique sculpting brush and my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. And no, you know, I'm not going to start with them. I'm going to start with my highlight, not my contour. Okay, I'm good. This is actually a contour brush too, by Real Techniques, but I actually use it to set my under eye. I'm going to use these two shades that are Levitation and Lyric. I love the names of these shades. I'm going to dip into them, back and forth, just get a little bit of each. And I'm just going to pounce again in that pouncing motion to set it. So down, so just back and forth, back and forth. You don't want to rub in a side-to-side motion. You can, but just not yet. Just back and forth, back and forth. And I'm going to bring that up onto my eye too, because when you go to blend your foundation, your eyeshadow, this will actually help. A little bit more color. I love these. I love this setting powder. I love it. Even when I'm not doing like a contour or anything with this palette, I use these in my everyday life to set my foundation, my under eye concealer, no matter what it is. Just like that. We stay in that triangle shape, so bring it down along there. Then I will set all of the other places with those same two shades right up there that I've highlighted. The same way, just pouncing up and down. When you're done, then you can, if you'd like to, dip back in and do that, you can. But you want to set it first. And then I forgot, of course, I wanted to sharpen up my contour. Like I said, this is all over the place, but this is just me unedited, my everyday life. This is just how I am. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to make sure I have a mirror for this, and I'm going to sharpen up my contour by going in again one more time with the highlight shade. Go right under it. Go back in with the sponge. And that will really define that contour. And I know the light's making it look like it's that strong, but it's not. It's very well blended. What did I just do? Was I just had it? Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So, then you can go in and set that with those two powders. Okay, once that's all been set, then I will go in with my Real Techniques contouring brush. And I'm going to go in with this last shade here, the more gray tone shade, which is Subconscious. And I'm just going to carve out my cheeks just a little bit more. So I'll dip it in sideways, kind of like this. And then just like that, lay out the product. And this will help define the contour more and set it. Just blending upward. Then I'm going to dip a little bit more and set this up here. Then same thing but the opposite side of the brush. Let me see how I want to do this. No, that's it. Okay. This brush is actually a more recent purchase for me, and I love this. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to go over my nose contour, and I will do that with a fluffy eyeshadow brush. I'm going to use this one by e.l.f., dip into Subconscious, and do the same thing I did with the Smashbox contouring stick. Then I will make sure there's no product left on that brush, just sweeping it off on my arm. And make sure it's all well blended. Last but not least, I will take those two highlight colors right on my finger. And they're there we go. That's it. We are all done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will have the second part of it up. I'm sorry if it's too long, if you're still with me. I'm glad you stayed. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed something in the video and it taught you something you didn't know before. If you like this video, please subscribe or leave a comment below and let me know something else you'd like to see, if there's anything you'd like me to do, any more tutorials, anything you think I could do better. Just let me know. Your feedback is very much appreciated, and I enjoyed spending time with you. Bye-bye.